Hello everyone. So now the today's topic for the this lecture is excipients used in a semi-solid dosage form. So as you see over here, there are some formulation written over here, and some excipients which are going to be used are given here. Okay, so it is not necessary that every formulation required the same kind of excipients. So there may be chances of different excipients will be required for the particular that formulation. Okay, so in this lecture we are going to see such details of excipients which are going to be used in semi-solid dosage form, and we are going to see the examples under there, and also the classification and the types of the excipients in that particular part. Okay, so if I am considering the ointment, then ointment base, preservative, antioxidant, chelating agent, humectant, perfume. So these are the basic excipients we are going to be used for the formulations of ointment. Then for paste, we require a paste base, preservative, antioxidant, again perfume is required for the plates. Then if we are going to prepare the penetration in so as you know, these are the oil base, or so this again require oil oleaginous substances, then emulgent, co-emulsifier, emulsion stabilizer, then mixed emulsion system, then humectants, stabilizer, and perfume. So this is the requirement of your cream, that such excipients we need to be incorporate in our formulation. Then for gel, instead of other like your paste based and ointment, in this case I am going to use the gelling agent, then preservative, hygroscopic substance, and chelating agent. So these are some excipients we are going to be required for the formulations. Okay, so I am going to go in much deeper in each kind of excipient that we are going to be utilized in semi-solid dosage form with their example and types. So for ointment, so these are the semi-solid preparation meant for the external application to the skin and mucous membrane, that you know. So as I told, the first excipient for ointment, these are the ointment base. So these are selected after the toxicity and irritability test. जसं आपण माईस, रॅट, रॅबिट वरती एक प्रीक्लिनिकल ट्रायल घेतो, त्याच प्रमाणात ऑइंटमेंट बेसची सुद्धा पहिल्यांदा प्रीक्लिनिकल ट्रायल घेतली जाते की हे बेस ॲक्च्युली टॉक्झिसिटी आणि इरिटेबिलिटी प्रोड्यूस करतात की नाही करतात. इफ दे आर नॉट प्रोड्युसिंग सच काइंड ऑफ इफेक्ट, then can be utilized for the ointment base. So it is one of the most important ingredient to use in the formulation of semi-solid dosage form. In this case, the ointment and suppository base do not merely act as a carrier of the medicament, but they also control the extent of absorption of the medicament in incorporated with them. So आता ह्या ऑइंटमेंट बेसमध्ये आहे, हे आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, तो मेडिकामेंट ॲक्च्युली फक्त इन्कॉर्पोरेट करायचा आहे. तो जास्तीत जास्त त्याचं ॲब्सॉर्प्शन करू शकतो बॉडीमध्ये, बट इट नॉट ॲक्ट्स ॲज अ कॅरियर. सो तो पेनिट्रेशन करणार नाही जास्तीत जास्त त्याचं, किंवा तो बायो अवेलेबिलिटी सुद्धा वाढवणार नाही. इट ओनली हेल्प्स टू मेक देम ॲब्सॉर्ब. ओके, सो सच काइंड ऑफ base will be there, and as you know, the US FDA listed of ointment waste of their concentration use. So जसं प्रिझर्वेटिव्ह, देन ऑर्गॅनोलेप्टिक आपले एक्सिपियंट्स आहेत, त्याचप्रमाणे USFDA किंवा FDA, इंडियन FDAने सुद्धा एक अप्रूव्ड लिस्ट आपल्याला प्रोव्हाइड केलेली आहे, ज्याच्यामध्ये ऑइंटमेंट बेस हा लिस्टेड मधलाच आपल्याला चूज करायचा आहे. आता सगळ्यांना मला वाटते ऑइंटमेंट बेस हा कन्सेप्ट कळला असेल. नॉर्मली आपण जसं एखादं सिरप प्रिपेअर करतो तेव्हा काय यूज करतो, एखादं सॉल्व्हंट यूज करतो. सिम्पल सिरपमध्ये कन्सिडर करा, वॉटर मी सॉल्व्हंट म्हणून यूज केलं आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये ड्रग डिझॉल्व्ह केला आहे. ओके, सो इन दॅट केस दॅट इज युअर सॉल्व्हंट इन विच युअर ड्रग इज गोइंग टू बी डिझॉल्व्ह. ओके, त्याच्यानंतर तुम्ही सपोजिटरी बनवली असेल, तो सपोजिटरीमध्ये काय, तो पर्टिक्युलर एक ॲक्टिव्ह इन्ग्रेडियंट त्या एका पर्टिक्युलर बेसमध्ये, आपण जसं जेलिंग एजंटमध्ये ग्लिसरीन वापरलं असेल, त्याच्यानंतर जिलॅटिन ॲज अ जेलिंग एजंट यूज केला, तर त्याच्यामध्ये आपण तो ड्रग आहे तो ॲक्च्युली इन्कॉर्पोरेट केला. बरोबर आहे. सेम कंडिशनमध्ये ऑइंटमेंटमध्ये पहिल्यांदा एक आपल्याला ऑइंटमेंट बेस लागतो आणि त्याच्यामध्ये आपण ड्रग इन्कॉर्पोरेट करतो. बरोबर आहे. सो दॅट इज युअर ऑइंटमेंट बेस, अँड आय एम टेलिंग दॅट इट शुड बी मस्ट बी अप्रूव्ड फ्रॉम द government authority like FDA or US FDA. Then ideal properties of base, so they should have to be compatible with skin pH and drug, this is important. Then inert, irritating and non sensitizing to the skin as well as the other ingredient. Then good solvent and emulsifying agent, emollient, protective, non greasy and easy removable. Also it shows the release of medicament easily at the site of administration, and pharmaceutical elegant and process says good stability. So these are the some properties or ideal properties of any base. So if any base is following this property, then it should be considered as ideal semi-solid base or ointment base. Then classification of base. So base can be classified in 4 different parts. So first one is your oleaginous base, second is absorption base, third one is emulsion base and water soluble base. So these are the 4 classes of the bases. So I will start with oleaginous base. So it is again also called as hydrocarbon bases. So hydrocarbon base पण म्हटलं जातं. So they consist of a combination of more than one oleaginous material such as water insoluble hydrophobic oil and fats. So there are some disadvantages of such kind of hydrocarbon bases or oleaginous bases. So these are the greasy, non-sticky, non-washable. आपण सेमी सॉलिड मध्ये बघितलं की आपल्याला स्टेनिंग आणि नॉन वॉशेबल हा एक disadvantages hota. So this happen exactly because of what? Such kind of oleaginous bases. Then retain body heat, then do not increase the absorption, prevent drainage on oozing area. So they are anhydrous, do not absorb water and insoluble in water. So these are the some disadvantages of oleaginous bases. Then in that these are the hydrocarbon, right? So for example your paraffin wax is there, soft paraffin is there, liquid paraffin is there. Then if they are from the vegetable oil or animal fats, so these are the peanut oil, coconut oil, lanolin and beeswax. So these are the sources of your oleaginous bases. Then hydrogenated and sulfated oil, for example hydrogenated castor oil, hydrogenated and sulfated castor oil. Then again acid, alcohols and esters are there. So examples under that: stearic acids, stearyl, alcohol, isopropyl myristicate, then silicones like dimethyl polysiloxanes. So these are the examples under your oleaginous hydrocarbon bases. Again in this there are soft paraffin, or I can say these are the petrolatum. Okay, so this is purified mixture of semi-solid hydrocarbon obtained from the petroleum. So for example yellow soft paraffin and white soft paraffin. So this is the most important excipient we are going to use in your suppositories. आता इथे तुम्हाला मी ऑलरेडी सांगितले सपोजिटरी आपल्याला मेल्ट व्हायला पाहिजे बॉडी टेम्परेचर. आता इथे जर तुम्ही बघितलं तर येलो सॉफ्ट पॅराफिनचा मेल्टिंग पॉईंट किती दिलाय? सो 38 डिग्री Celsius. So this again used in ophthalmic ointment as well as in suppository and in case of regular ointment as well. So आपण ह्या तिन्ही कंडिशन मध्ये हा येलो सॉफ्ट पॅराफिन यूज करू शकतो कारण त्याचा मेल्टिंग पॉईंट 38 डिग्री सेल्सिअस आहे. देन व्हाईट सॉफ्ट पॅराफिन we can use in our preparation, that is melting point of 56 degrees Celsius obtained from bleaching yellow of soft paraffin. Then hard paraffin is there, purified mixture of solid hydrocarbons obtained from the petroleum. So then again liquid paraffin that we have used, that you know that white mineral oil and liquid petroleum. So mixture of liquid hydrocarbons and obtained from the petroleum by the distillation. So this is combined with hard soft paraffin and to harden and soft ointment base. So हे जे बेसिस आहेत हे कधी कधी आपण काय करतो, सॉफ्ट पॅराफिन हार्ड पॅराफिन कॉम्बिनेशन मध्ये यूज करतो. समजा जर येलो सॉफ्ट पॅराफिन असेल आणि आपल्याला जर एक्सटर्नल प्रिपरेशन करायचं आहे तर आपल्याला माहिती आहे की 38 डिग्री सेल्सिअसला काय होणार आहे, तो मेल्ट होणार आहे, बरोबर आहे, कारण त्याचं मेल्टिंग पॉईंटच 38 आहे. आणि आपलं जर एन्व्हायरमेंटल जर इंडियामध्ये जर बघितलं तर नॉर्मल ह्या रेंजमध्ये ते एन्व्हायरमेंट असतंच आपलं. सो जर असं सेमी सॉलिड यूज केलं तर त्याचं लिक्विफिकेशन होणार आहे, बरोबर आहे, तो डायरेक्टली लिक्विड फॉर्ममध्ये बेस कन्वर्ट होणार आहे. सो जर ह्याला आपल्याला जर येलो सॉफ्ट पॅराफिन यूज करायचं आहे तर मी त्याला कंबाईन करणार हार्ड सॉफ्ट पॅराफिनने, जेणेकरून एक कॉम्प्लेक्स क्रिएट होईल आणि त्याचं मेल्टिंग पॉईंट थोडंसं इन्क्रीज होईल, जेणेकरून तो सेम फॉर्म मध्ये राहील आणि स्टेबिलिटी त्याची इन्क्रीज होईल. सो सच काइंड ऑफ कॉम्बिनेशन इज ऑल्सो देअर इन सच बेसिस. Then absorption basis, second criteria under your or second class under your basis, that these are have some qualities like these are anhydrous, they form a W by O type of emulsion, almost absorb about 50% water due to the presence of sterile emulsion, so easily removable by water. So जसं आपण पहिला oleaginous बघितला पार्ट, त्याच्यामध्ये त्याचं रिमूव्हल इझिली नव्हतं, वॉशेबल नव्हते. सो बिकॉज दीज आर ग्रीझी इन नेचर अँड धीस ॲब्सॉर्प्शन बेसिस दीज आर इझिली रिमूवेबल because they are in anhydrous in nature. So if you see again this absorption base is classified as non-emulsified base and W by O type of emulsion. So non-emulsified base absorb water and aqueous solution to produce W by O type of emulsion. Examples under these: wool fat, wool alcohol, beeswax and cholesterol. And W by O type of emulsion absorb more water than non-emulsified base. So ह्याच्यापेक्षा W by O emulsions आहेत हे काय करतात, वॉटरचं ॲब्सॉर्प्शन जास्त असतं. एक्झाम्पल्स आय कॅन से इन दिस लॅनोलिन, दॅट इज हायड्रोस wool fat. Okay, so these are the absorption bases. So as you see, these are the wool fat, that is lanolin. So this is a fat from a wool of sheep. So this this is from the animal origin, right? So जे शीपचं जे ऊल असतं त्याच्यापासून हे फॅट कलेक्ट केलं जातं, त्यालाच लॅनोलिन म्हणतो. दे कॅन ॲब्सॉर्ब 50% ऑफ वॉटर of its weight. Then wool alcohol, these are fat is alkalized to obtain cholesterol and alcohol. So use is that emulsifying agent in proportion of W by O type of emulsion. Then beeswax, this is know that unknown. So these are collected from wax from the honeycomb of bees. So two types of wax I can collect in this, yellow and white beeswax. Then this is used as a stiffening agent in a paste and ointment. Then hydrous wool fat, so these are purified fat from wool of sheep again, so insoluble in water and soluble in ether and chloroform. So it contains 70% wool fat and 30% water, so this acts as a emollient. Then there are some advantages of absorption base. They are compatible with most of the medicament. Then absorb large quantity of water or aqueous substances. So these are relatively heat stable, easily spreadable, less occlusive and good emollient. So aqueous substances can be incorporated in this absorption bases. There are some disadvantages as well, undesirable and due to the greasy nature. Then chance of microbial contamination. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये बघितलं, जरी आपण ऑइल बेस असेल तरी सुद्धा थोडाफार वॉटर बेस पण ह्याच्यामध्ये ॲब्सॉर्प्शन बेसमध्ये जास्त आहे ॲज कम्पेअर टू युअर ऑलिजिनियस बेस. सो जर वॉटरचं वॉटर कंटेंट जास्त असल्यामुळे त्याच्यामध्ये मायक्रोबियल ग्रोथ होण्याचे चान्सेस आहेत, त्यामुळे कॉन्टॅमिनेशन मायक्रोबियल होण्याचे चान्सेस आहेत इन युअर ॲब्सॉर्प्शन बेसेस. Then third, in these are the emulsion bases. So these are ability have to absorb water, then serum discharge and form O by W and W by O type of emulsion. According to the type of emulsion, these bases are classified as either W by O or O by W. So the emulsion base मी त्याच्यामध्ये ॲड केला त्या ऑइंटमेंट बेसमध्ये, तर ते W by O किंवा O by W टाईपचं इमल्शन करतात आणि त्याच्यावरून मी त्याची एक्झाम्पल्स क्लासिफाय करतोय. सो W by O जर मला आता टाईप ऑफ ऑइंटमेंट पाहिजे असेल किंवा क्रीम पाहिजे असेल तर ते ग्रीझी नेचर असेल, स्टिकी नेचर असेल. सो त्याच्यामध्ये एक्झाम्पल्स कुठले आहेत, सल्फर यूज करू शकतो आपण, झिंक ऑइंटमेंट यूज करू शकतो. देन O by W टाईपमध्ये दीज आर इझिली रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम द स्किन, एक्झाम्पल युअर व्हॅनिशिंग क्रीम. सो दीज आर द O by W टाईप ऑफ इमल्शन. Then emulsifying ointment, these are that you know, anionic, cationic, non-anionic emulsifying wax. So this is a 30%. Then whites of paraffin, that is a 50% and liquid paraffin 20%. So when you apply the skin, leave behind the layer of fat. So जेव्हा आपण अप्लाय करतो तेव्हा एक थोडासा फॅटचा लेअर ह्याच्या बाहेर आपल्याला विजिबल असतो. Then advantages of such emulsion bases, these are miscible with exudate from the lesions, then do not interfere with skin function, So these are the good contact with skin because of the surfactant content. These are the high cosmetic acceptability and easily removable from the hair. So जसं आपण मेडिकामेंट मध्ये सुद्धा हे यूज करू शकतो आणि सम कॉस्मेटिक प्रिपरेशन मध्ये सुद्धा आपण इमल्शन बेस यूज करू शकतो. Then some disadvantages of emulsion base, again these are the greasy and sticky in nature in case of W/O type of emulsion, since there is a oil concentration in this is more, so it is acceptance is very less and difficult to remove from the body and clothing. So जर आपण ऑइंटमेंट अटॅच केलं आणि जर ते क्लोथला टच झालं तर क्लोथला ते ॲक्च्युली स्टिक होतं आणि त्याचं रिमूवेबल थोडंसं डिफिकल्ट आहे. सो दिस बिकम्स युअर डिसएडवांटेजेस फॉर द इमल्शन बेस. Then these are the water soluble base. As name indicate that they are going to be soluble in the water. So these are greaseless base. So ह्याच्यामध्ये जे ऑइली आणि जो ग्रीसी नेचर आहे तो खूप कमी आहे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल युअर कार्बोवॅक्स, these are the grades 200, 300 and 1500 for viscous liquid. Then Carbovax 1540, 3000, 6000 for viscous liquid. Then pectin, tragacanth, cellulose derivative from plant. Then gelatin, this is from animal. Silica gel, bentonite, these are from chemical reaction. And for low viscosity, glycerin monostearate, these are the examples under the water soluble bases. Then I will go first, that is your Carbovax. This is called as macrogols, then polyethylene glycols. So this is your general formula for the Carbovax. हा इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, हम आपला बऱ्याचशा वेळी आपण फॉर्म्युलेशनमध्ये यूज करतो. सो दीज आर द मिक्सचर्स ऑफ पॉलीकंडेन्सेशन प्रोडक्ट ऑफ इथिलीन ऑक्साइड अँड वॉटर. सो ॲव्हरेज मॉलिक्युलर वेट प्रेझेंटेड बाय इट्स नंबर. सो जे हे नंबर्स मागासपासून जे इंडिकेट करतोय, सो दीज आर द ॲव्हरेज मॉलिक्युलर वेट. So macrogol 200, 300 and 400 for viscous. For greasy and semi-solid, macrogol 1500, and for waxy solid, macrogols 1540, 30, 3000, 4600. These are for waxy solid. Then these are the liquids which are clear and colorless, faint characteristic odor, and miscible with water, alcohol and other glycols. So this is regarding your Carbovax. Then solids like white or cream in color, then hard lumps or flakes, they soluble in 1 in 3 water and 1 in 2 alcohol. So this is the ratio of their solubility in water and alcohol. Then solidifying points range from the 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. Then macrogol properties such as non-toxic and non-irritating. So pH is ranging from 4 to 7 for these solids and can be sterilized by heat. Also by solids by dry heat and liquid by autoclave. सर जर आपल्याला ह्यांना ऑटोक्लेव करायचं आहे का, तर स्टरल सेमी सॉलिड प्रिपरेशन बनवायचं असेल, तर सॉलिड कंटेंट जर असेल तर आपण ड्राय हीटने स्टरलायझेशन करून घेणार आणि लिक्विड जर असेल तर आपण त्याला ऑटोक्लेव करून घेणार. ओके. So these are the water soluble, again non-volatile and inert substances. So different Carbovax mixture produce a different consistency. So it's the consistency completely depend on the nature of the Carbovax. So these are for the ointment base that I have discussed. Now I will see the paste base. So these are again divided in 3: hydrocarbon bases, water miscible bases and water soluble bases. In hydrocarbon bases, these are the soft paraffin, liquid paraffin that is used. Water miscible bases, these are the glycerin, emulsifying and ointment. And for the water soluble bases, these are the polyethylene glycols. So these are the examples under your the paste base. Also we can use chelating agent, that you know what is meant by chelating agent. This part I have covered it in monophasic liquid dosage form. Then we can use the humectant to maintain the humidity in the preparation and to prevent drying. That's again we have covered this. I will explain the example in this, that for chelating agent EDTA and for humectant, so glycerin is there and sorbitan is there. Then for hygroscopic substances, these prevent the quick loss of water due to evaporation in gel and prevent drying, so and flake formation. So this acts somehow like your the humectant as well. Example is your glycerol and propylene glycol. So these are the excipients again we can utilize in our formulations. Then gelling agent. So these are the organic hydrocolloidal and hydrophilic inorganic substances. So these are from natural origin and synthetic origin. Natural origin gelling agent, for example, your gum, tragacanth, starch, pectin, gelatin, clays, cellulose derivatives. So these are the gelling agent. And synthetic agent, sodium alginate, carbomer, polyvinyl alcohol. So these are the examples for your gelling agent according to the natural and synthetic origin. आता जेलिंग एजंट तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की आपल्याला जेल प्रिपरेशन करायचं असेल तर आपल्याला त्याच्यामध्ये जेलिंग एजंट ॲड करायचं आहे. सो तुम्ही जेव्हा प्रॅक्टिकलमध्ये परफॉर्म केलं आहे, सपोजिटरी आपण प्रिपेअर केलं होते, जिलॅटिन ग्लिसरो जिलॅटिन सपोजिटरी प्रिपेअर केलं. आता ग्लिसरीन लिक्विड फॉर्ममध्ये होता, वॉटर तर ऑलरेडी लिक्विड फेजमध्येच आहे. ओके, सो आपली ह्यांना आपण सेमी सॉलिड प्रिपरेशनमध्ये आपण कन्वर्ट केलं होतं, राईट. सो ह्या दोन्ही लिक्विडला विथ द हेल्प ऑफ ओनली जेलिंग एजंट दॅट इज युअर जिलॅटिन. सो जिलॅटिनने आपण इझिली जेलिंग फॉर्म सपोजिटरी केली होती. सो I know I hope you understand what can be the role of your gelling agent in your preparation. Okay, so there are some clays like your bentonite. So these are 7 to 20% bentonite is used for the dermatological use. Then 10% of aluminum magnesium silicate is used in a medicated gels. So gels are not clear to form a powdery residue on skin. सो जर क्ले वापरून आपण जेलिंग एजंट केलं सर, तर जसं आपण ग्लिसरो जिलॅटिनमध्ये बघितलं होतं की तो बऱ्यापैकी ट्रान्सपरंट होता आणि क्लिअर होता. पण जर क्ले वापरून जर आपण जेलीज प्रिपेअर केल्या, सो दे आर नॉट क्लिअर अँड पावडर रेसिड्यू ऑन द स्किन. देन नेक्स्ट इज युअर ट्रायगाकांत. सो इट इज यूज फॉर द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ लुब्रिकेटिंग मेडिकेटेड अँड कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव्ह जेलीज. सो या तिन्ही कंडिशनमध्ये, लुब्रिकेशनमध्ये, मेडिकेटेडमध्ये किंवा कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव्ह जेलीज प्रिपेअर करताना आपण ट्रायगाकांचा यूज करू शकतो. देन कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन यूज फॉर द लुब्रिकेटिंग इज 2 to 3% and dermatological vehicle 5%. And tragacanth is poorly wettable, so we requires a wetting agent if we want to incorporate. Then for the addition of water lumps are formed which is difficult to disperse. So जसं इथे त्यांनी सांगितलं आपल्याला की हा पुअरली वेटेबल आहे, बरोबर आहे. सो त्याच्यामुळे काय होणार आहे, तो वॉटर लम्प्स प्रिपेअर करणार आणि त्याचं जे डिस्पर्शन आहे ते कमी होऊ शकतो. सो व्हॉट वी कॅन डू टू अवॉइड दिस, वी कॅन यूज वेटिंग एजंट अलॉंग विथ द सर्फॅक्टंट. सो इट इन्क्रीजेस द अँगल ऑफ कॉन्टॅक्ट टू दॅट पर्टिक्युलर सॉल्वंट or particular base. In that case it is easily going to be redisperse and they will not form lumps by the help of your this wetting agent and surfactant. Also the dispersing agent is generally get at a homogeneous product. Examples under this अल्कोहोल, ग्लिसरॉल and volatile can be used as a dispersing agent. So जसं मी एक्झाम्पलमध्ये आता सांगितलं की आपल्याला डिस्पर्सिंग एजंट लागेल, म्हणजेच काय लागणार, सो वेटिंग एजंट अँड सर्फॅक्टंट. सो वी कॅन यूज that also. Then disadvantages for this, these are obtained from a natural source, so very viscous in nature. After evaporation the film left on the skin and tends to be flake. So low viscosity outside at pH range 4.5 to 7, so can be stored for a longer period of time. So because of they can chances of growth like microbes. Okay, so these become some and disadvantages for Trigon. The next is your pectin. So these are the good gelling agents suitable for acid product. So this is majorly used in case of the pH of your formulation is some kind of acidic. So used in many preparation including edible jellies. Then glycerin is used as a dispersing agent and humectant. So majorly जर आपल्याला edible jellies जर प्रिपेअर करायचे आहेत, आपण मार्केटमध्ये जर एक कॅन्डीज बघतो किंवा जेल प्रिपरेशन्स ची फ्लेवर्ड जेलीज बघतो जे आपण ॲक्च्युली ईट करू शकतो. सो त्याच्यामध्ये जर जेलिंग एजंट यूज करत असेल तर आपण तो मेजरली पेक्टिन यूज करतो, राईट, बिकॉज दिस इज अ एडिबल. देन पेक्टिन जेलीज आर गुड मीडियम फॉर द बॅक्टेरिया ग्रोथ अँड प्रिझर्वेटिव्ह. देन वी हॅव टू स्टोर in a well closed container to prevent loss of moisture by evaporation. So this is regarding your pectin. Now we will see the starch. So it is used in the combination with other gelling agents. So individually starch we are not going to use as a gelling agent, but in combination it acts as a good gelling agent. So it provides a water soluble dermatological base. The starch plus gelatin plus glycerin gelling product is still used. So in this triple combination, the gelling agent is used. Then glycerin up to 50% may be added, which acts as a 50 preservative and humectant. So these are must be freshly prepared and well closed container to prevent loss of moisture by evaporation. The next is your gelatin. So these are insoluble in cold water and swells and often soften. Soluble in hot water, then 2% of gelatin from the jellies or cooling. Then steeped and medicated jellies can be prepared up to 15%. Then melted before use and after cooling to desired temperature. So applied with brush. So affected area covered it with bandage and left in a place for a several weeks. Then suitable preservative are required for in combination with gelatin. Then cellulose derivative, then products produce the natural jellies or neutral jellies for very stable viscosity. So it affords good resistance and against the microbial growth, a high clarity to and produce a soft film after drying. So these are the examples for the cellulose derivative. These are sodium CMC, that is sodium carboxymethyl cellulose, used for the preparation of lubricating and sterile jellies. So withstand with autoclaving temperature or without deterioration. So examples under these are the methyl cellulose 3% and sodium carboxymethyl cellulose, that is 1.5 to 5% acts as a lubricant gel, and if you use in a concentration of 5% it can be acts as a dermatological gel. So this is regarding your cellulose derivative. Now we will see the sodium alginate. This is again widely used as a gelling agent. So 1 to 5% used as a lubricant gel, and for dermatological vehicle the concentration will be 5 to 10%. Then viscosity can be used by adding soluble calcium salt, and salting out is observed with high concentration. So 2 to 4% alcohol glycerin propylene glycol is used as a dispersing agent again in this kind of sodium alginate. So advantages over tragacanth of this sodium alginate is that available in several grades of standard viscosity. Then next is your carbomer. So 0.3 to 1% in lubricating gel and 0.5 to 5% as a dermatological vehicle. So these have high gelling efficacy and used as in a low concentration. So polyvinyl alcohol like your PVA gel provides protection as they dry quickly and form a strong residual film on the skin. So ह्याच्यामध्ये हा इझिली आणि क्विकली हा ड्राय होतोय अप्लाय केल्यानंतर. त्याच्यामुळे काय करतोय तो एक एक्सटर्नल रेसिड्युअल सरफेसवरती हा एक फिल्म क्रिएट करतोय. Okay, so because of that they can easily available for the absorption for longer period of time. So they are available in various grade and again viscosity. So this is regarding your excipients we are going to utilize. We have seen the bases for ointment, we have seen the bases for the paste, we have seen the gels or the gelling agents. Okay, so that we have covered it up here. I am not go in much deep detail like your organoleptic evaluation, the pH modifier, then your humectant, antioxidant, chelating agents. So that we have covered it. We have seen the some part under this as well, but it have some excipient we have covered it in previous chapter. So the most important, that is your basis, that I have covered it over here, and that is the scope of our chapter. So I will stop over here, and in next lecture we will see the methods for preparation of the semi-solid dosage form.